I became a pastor, it's only one I ask. Father, yeah, if I commit sin, forgive me. But then, don't let anybody to see me sinning. Why I don't want my brother or my sister have a word that will thrown against me for committing a sin. Forgive me, but don't let anybody see me. What can we say to our children as a good example as we stay on this earth temporarily? The word says, if your brother commits sin and you did not say anything against it, your brother will die. But the accountability is in you. His blood will be required in your hand. So it is our life mission to tell our brothers and sisters, our loved ones, that what they are doing, there is a better way. Don't say your own word. Don't judge them with your own word. Let the word of Father Yah judge them and convict them. Because if the word cannot convict them, nobody can convict them as well. Don't give your sermon 30 minutes just to say something about your peace. No, you don't. You give the word of Father Yah and let Father Yah have the conviction for itself. In Romans chapter 8, verse 35, I'm almost, as our pastoral answer will always say. And my mother there, Mother Audrey, will tell me, you learn well, son. That's what she will tell me. You know, every Shabbat, I always love to see my Mama Audrey told me to call them my younger brothers. Because every time they are here together, I know the music is well so alive. Brother Fleming, Brother Tatis. Yeah, that is true. There are only a couple of us singing, but boy, it's like a choir stimulation. See, if we try to give ourselves the service of Father Yah, do it with gusto. Do it as if this is your last day of performance. We need that. Don't come here as if it is your what? Somebody just force you to get out of your way. That's why I always say, my brother Flem said, you always share, my brother. And he will always say, you know, as being humble, I will try. In Romans chapter 8, verse 35, here's what he says.
Who shall separate us from the love of the Messiah?
Hold on. Now, can anybody answer this question? Who will separate us from the love of Father Yah? You have a misunderstanding with your wife, with your husband, with your sibling, with your mother, with your parents, with your job, with your boss. Are you going to drag yourself feeling that type of what? Anger the whole day? No, it is not. Because if somebody provokes you, then the Spirit of Father is not in you. Because the word says nobody can take away that Spirit of Father Yah in you. Don't let that somebody take your peace away. No, you don't. That's why if you get angry, don't blame somebody. Don't be like Adam that blamed the wife. Now at the end of the day, you blame yourself. If you have misunderstanding to your mother, at the end of the day, she is still your mother. And Father Yah choose your mother to be your mother, whether you like it or not. That's why it says, respect your mother and your father. That's the first commandments with a promise. Regardless of what they're doing, give them respect. Don't even say a curse word to your parents, my dear brothers and sisters. Because if you want the promise of good life and long life, respect your parents. That's why I always say, remember your parents if you have the time to remember them. And before you drop and see them, be in Dollar General and they buy $1 of cupcake for There's something, right, Mother? That thought counts more. That is why who will separate us from the love of our Rabbi? Minister Shandam?
Shall pressure, or distress, or persecution, or scarcity of food, or nakedness, or danger, or sword?
36.
As it has been written, for your sake we are killed all day long. We are reckoned as sheep of slaughter.
And 37.
But in all this we are more than overcomers through him who loved us.
We are more than conquerors. If we are going to fail with this faith that we have now, who is going to inherit it? Are we going to see our children to inherit our faith if we fail now? None. Who will continue the faith that Father Yah gives us if the faith stops in you? Tell me. We chase the life outside. We teach our children how to live on this earth. There's no wrong with that. But the first and foremost should be teach them how to do the will of God. You know, it is so disheartening to see that in school system of America, with its almost everything, how to live to this world. I've been in teaching for 28 years, and it's getting harder and harder. But every day, I always ask Father Yah, at least if I can do one thing for one of my students to learn, that is enough for me. That's why I remember Pastor Isaac, every time he preached, and it takes a little bit long wind for him preaching, he always looked for one that is give him the inspiration to continue, even though some of you are sleeping. You know, when I was in school, every time I go to school, if there's someone sleeping, I knock on the door and say, come on, wake up. I wish I can do that now. But what we are saying is, we are more than conquerors. And Saul said, nothing can separate us from the love of Father Yah. None. Why? Because as Apostle Saul said, the place that Father Yah preparing us is not even entered to the hearts of man. What kind of place is that? Now, let us at least have the glimpse. In Revelation, chapter 21, at least we have this glimpse of that place. Revelation 21, starts with verse 3, Mr. Shandon. Revelation 21. Now, this is the chapter of the new heaven and the new earth. Right? Alright. Starts with verse 3, Mr. Shandon, and pause every verse.
And I heard a loud voice from the heaven, saying, see, the booth of Elohim is with men, and he shall dwell with them, and they shall be his people. And Elohim himself shall be with them, and be their Elohim.
Can you imagine that dwelling of Father Yah will come down from heaven and it will come here on earth? Brother Roland, this same earth, yes, after everything is purified by fire. Now, I'm telling you, it is written, everything on this earth will be melted with fire. All elements will be melted. It needs to be purified because of man's sin. And that dwelling of Father Yah will come down from heaven, and that dwelling will be our dwelling. Isn't that exciting? Yes, it is exciting. Because the dwelling of Father Yah will be now our dwelling. And nothing can compare to that. But this is only reserved for whom again, Minister Sheldon? Verse 4.
And Elohim shall wipe away every tear from their eyes. There shall be no more death,
No more death.
nor mourning,
No more mourning.
nor crying.
No crying.
There shall be no more pain,
No more pain.
for the former matters have passed away.
Woo! Everything that we cried for is just vanished away. None. That's why the word says it will be joy forevermore. If you have the glimpse of what joy is, remember your life that you have so joyful and multiply that 1,000 times. That is the joy that Father Yahweh is saying when he say joy forevermore. No more crying, no more pain, none of this ugliness that we see here on earth. There's no word ugly in the dwelling of Father. There's none. Everything is good and beautiful. That's why it is written, we are wonderfully and beautifully made. Is that the word says? I guess it's close. We are beautifully and wonderfully made. I guess that's the word.
You are beautifully and wonderfully made.
Okay.
Hallelujah.
This close, Pastor Blackwood. No more tears. No more tears. So everything we see there is just joy. Verse 5, Minister Chandler.
And he who was sitting on the throne said, see, I make all matters new. And he said to me, write, for these words are true and trustworthy.
You see that? Write this, Johanan. John, write this. Everything that you see, write this one, John. Because this is true. It is going to come. It will happen. So our place is already secured in the dwelling of Father Yahweh. The question is, can we maintain our residency if that time comes? And that residency depends on how we live on this earth. Did you know that this is the boot camp for all inheritors of the kingdom? If you don't know that yet, this is the boot camp. No matter how short or how long we live on this earth, this is the boot camp if we are worthy to be inheritor of that kingdom. Why? Minister Shandon, continue. Verse 6.
And he said to me, it is done. I am the Aleph and the Tav, the beginning and the end. To the one who thirsts, I shall give of the fountain of the water of life without payment.
Free, life everlasting. But only to those, now don't forget verse 7 now. Minister Shandon, only to those who?
The ones who overcomes
Woo.
shall inherit all this.
Hold on.
And I
Who, hold on. Who will inherit this place that Father is preparing? Is that for everybody who lives on this earth? No, it's not. To the overcomers. That's why it is written in Matthew 24 verse 13, those who will endure to the end. So what is happening to you, my dear brothers and sisters? It's just temporary. It's just temporary. We need to overcome what is besetting us in this world to do what Father Yah told us to do with the faith in us. Minister Shandal, continue.
And I shall be his Elohim, and he shall be my son.
And he shall be my son. Now, when you say son, of course, it includes the daughters. My brothers and sisters, no matter how short we live on this earth, it is temporal. That's why Apostle Paul said in Romans chapter 12, verse 1, let your life